Good evening. It is currently Saturday night. It is 9 p.m. Gonna go to bed soon. I am reporting to you live from Taper. I am officially, so tomorrow morning will be 1 week out from the Chicago Marathon. So near the end, we have our last long run tomorrow, 8.5 miles, nice and easy. Everything at this point is a little easier. The taper, maybe I should talk about this now, but the taper was a little different than any tapers I've done in the past. Typically, like all tapers have been like you completely decrease intensity and load, and this one, I had a couple speed runs, a couple tempo workouts that was still pretty tough, which I really enjoyed because I remember last year when I got to Toronto marathon, I kind of felt like I was in such good shape, but I was like, I haven't ran fast in like 3-4 weeks, so, or like I haven't done a hard workout in like 3-4 weeks. So I was like, am I out of shape? Like I didn't know if it was gonna feel uncomfortable, but this time around it was, it was a true taper. So reduce the intensity without completely cutting it out, and reduce the volume without completely shutting it down. So I'm excited to see the results of that. But what I'm really here to talk about is I wanted to do a little bit of a video of my gear, just the running gear that I've accumulated through the years. So I'm reporting to you guys live with my pile of running shoes here, with my very unhealthy addiction to having a bunch of pair of running shoes. But also some of the other things that I not only will have used throughout my training, and then also that I will be using during the Chicago Marathon. And I think I'll start with a sip of Gatorade actually, but I'll start with the shoes, and I'll start with the shoe that I've probably worn most. These have kind of been my daily throughout the training. They're called the Adidas Boston 12s. Bought them because they were on sale. I've been wanting to try them for a while. Didn't love them. They were okay though. I'll continue to run them. I really like those to do to work out in actually. So I think that to do, most of you guys probably know about like high rocks type workouts. I think that these will be ideal for that. I'll continue using them for that, but for running long runs, I didn't love running long runs in them. And even they're supposed to be pretty good to pick up the speed a little bit. So for tempo workouts, maybe even speed workouts, I didn't love them for that purpose. But, try them out. They're probably not terrible. I mainly got them because they say Boston, and that's like my childhood dream since the last 2 years. I really didn't even know what the Boston Marathon was when I was a kid. But anyway, next, this is one of my older shoes. So I ran Toronto in these last year. These are the Nike Vaporfly 2s. Really fast shoe. They're super light. They have a carbon plate in them. I've probably put way too many miles on them, but I really still, if I have like shorter speed workouts, I'll still use them for that. For more of a training standpoint, so I really like those there. And then these, same deal. So I ran Paris in those. These, as you can see, there's absolutely no thread left on them, but really enjoyed them. Honestly, I love them. They're the Saucony Endorphin Elite. Usually, like, you might be looking at this and say, "Oh, you have so many carbon-plated shoes. You probably have money." I don't. But what I do is every time I go on these websites and I see, so these are the model from last year. So I see whenever they go on sale, I'll usually get them. So I'll get them at a little bit of a cheaper price, and then I get to try all these shoes. So that's why I enjoy doing there. Next, my sister just got these for me. So last year, my trainer shoe, the shoe that I wear as a daily, were this version, but the previous version. So the New Balance Super Comp trainers, I think they're called. Absolutely loved it. Was, I think, by far my favorite daily shoe. So, and then I gave those away. So my sister got me a new pair for my birthday. So she gets these discount codes with New Balance. So she got them for me on sale. So I've only worn them a couple times so far, but those will kind of become my dailies once, even after this marathon. So I'm really excited about these. Only got a couple runs in those, but I absolutely love them. And then last but not least, these, they look very similar to these, but they're different. Pay attention to the differences. These are the Super Comp Elites. So these will be my race day shoes for the Chicago Marathon. Really like them. Since I really like the trainers, I thought that I'd probably like the Elite version. They also went on sale, so carbon plate in them. They're light, fast, but also I believe these, I don't think that people try to PR in these. Like, these aren't necessarily the fastest shoe out there. They're a little heavier, a little thicker, but I think that they're probably best for a bigger body like myself, to run, a faster marathon. So I'm really excited to try. Obviously, I've tried them throughout a few of my long runs, but I'm really excited to run a marathon in those and see how we feel. But yeah, so this is the last pair of shoe, and this is the shoe that I will be running in the Chicago Marathon. The next item that I think has become super important is a pair of running socks. So these aren't actually running socks, they are just workout socks from Lululemon. But whether it's this, so these I will wear every once in a while, but whether it's this or an actual pair, there are some Belega, I believe they're called. I have some feature socks. I have some Asics socks that I picked up at the Paris Marathon, some Nike socks, things like that. And just, I have a nice little collection, but it has to have the right fabric for me. It has to have the left-right complexion in order for me to wear them to run. Honestly, I've seen so many benefits. Like, I feel a little off. Like, I will not run at this point without a pair of actual running or workout socks. So these Lululemon socks aren't the ones that I'll be wearing in the Chicago Marathon. I just didn't think that it was necessary at 9 p.m. to empty my sock drawer. But I do have a pair of Lululemon running socks that have a little bit more padding, and that are meant for running, that I'll be wearing during the marathon. And all of these things I've tested before to make sure that, yeah, we feel good about this. So really excited about that. All right, what are we gonna do next? Let's talk clothes, okay? So most of you guys know me as the guy that runs without a shirt on, which most of the time I do, but every once in a while I'll toss a shirt on. But from a short standpoint, some of my favorite shorts are these New Balance. I'll just reach out to any shorts, honestly, on an easy run. I'll reach out to any shorts, but I think longer runs and speed workouts, I'm a little more specific. So these shorts I really like for some of the harder workouts. And by far my favorite, if we're talking shorts, are these Lululemon Pace Breaker shorts. I love the 5-inch ones, and I love the ones that are liner less. I don't really like the lining on the inside. So I absolutely love these. I have a couple other pair of shorts, but I have some On Cloud ones that are actually pretty sweet, but they're super heavy. So don't love them. But recently so all shorts that I've worn, I have weird legs that get big in the wrong places, like in weird places, in weird parts of my thigh. That sounded weird, but it's not. So I had a gift card, so I decided to try purchasing some half tights. And I actually really enjoyed it, to the point where I bought a couple other pairs, and I decided that that's what I'm gonna wear in the Chicago Marathon. So I'll be wearing these half tights in the Chicago Marathon, which I actually really love. And the only thing is, when I wear half tights, I don't feel like running without a shirt on, because I feel like I'm naked. So I've recently gotten into wearing singlets. So these half tights are the Lululemon Fast and Free, and the singlet is also called the Lululemon Fast and Free tights. So that's what I'll be wearing in my marathon. This is super light. I love it. Super breathable. And then these I really love. They're also very light. They also have a bunch of pockets, so much pocket space for all my gels. So I'll be able to carry all my gels. I won't need a running belt or anything like that. And they have these hooks right here because obviously I'm still the guy that runs without a shirt on. So if I become over sudden very secure halfway through the marathon, I can just take my singlet off, put it in these hooks, and keep running without losing my singlet. Isn't that wonderful? Another little added bonus is, so last week we had a run with my run club. Well, like it's really just four of us, and we just love each other. But so I had a run with my run club, and they decided to make custom shirts for us. So I went and I took the logo that they put on the custom shirts and got it printed on my half tights and my singlet. So now it's a little customized. Look at me. I'm actually really excited for this marathon. So that's what I'll be bringing with me from a clothing standpoint. Hat wise, I don't have a hat on me, so I stopped wearing hats just because my hair is a little longer now, and the hats I've seen fit kind of weird. So I've been actually wearing headbands every once in a while because I tried to go no hat, but with my hair being a little longer, my hair is also really thick, so the sweat just starts dripping in my face and just like right in my eyes. So I started wearing headbands just to protect from that a little bit. Really enjoyed that, and I think that that's what we're gonna do for the marathon. All right, let's transition to some of the accessories, and probably the most important one is my running watch. So I use the Garmin 165. I really like it. I know there's probably some better ones out there. I do not care. It was cheap enough for me. I could afford it, and it has a touch screen. It works. I don't know. I don't really miss any features. Maybe if I get a nicer one, like I'll be like, oh, I can't believe I ever lived without this feature. But for now, I don't think that I'm switching. I really like this one. Also, cool thing, I found out that you can buy all these bracelets on Amazon and just switch out the bracelet. So really cool. So I can have a bunch of different colors. So I don't know which color I'm going to use for the Chicago Marathon yet. Give me a recommendation. And then I've also been using this heart rate monitor. I started using it mainly because of my zone 2 runs to really make sure that I'm staying within the right zones when I run, within the right heart rate zones. I enjoy it. It's a lot more accurate than my watch I've seen, which is interesting, but I don't know if it's actually more accurate. It's just a different number, right? I don't know what the actually accurate number is. Just a different number, but it is what it is. I actually wanted an arm one because I don't like wearing something around my chest when I run, but because I have these big old guns, yeah, they didn't fit around my arms, the arm ones. I also use these Shokz open ear headphones. Really like those. I actually don't really listen to anything when I run, but I always bring them with me, just so that if at some point I want to just pop in a podcast or maybe some music for a little bit, I have the option of doing that. And then finally, I think the only other item that I have here is my sunglasses. I love these. I think my son got to playing with them because they're a little twisted now. But is that going to change anything for me? No, still going to wear them. Am I going to fix them? Probably not. Look how, I don't know if you can see that, how crooked they are. Anyway, but am I going to fix them? No. They're going to do, oh, actually forgetting one thing. Give me a second. I'm back. So my handheld water bottle. So always have it with me. So I just bring it with me, hand hold it, and then it has these little flasks that go in it. And then I meet up with my wife about halfway through marathons, and then we switch it out. We go for a little switcheroo. So she always has my back there. So that's one of the items. That's really what I use. Honestly, none of these items are necessary. Well, most of them aren't. I always say it's nice to have the luxury of having having some of these, but in order to start running, all you really need is a pair of running shoes that are comfortable and just get started with your journey. But obviously, I have them, and I'm not the smartest person with my money, so we're just gonna deal with it. So yeah, I actually forgot my Whoop. I don't know where it is right now, but I normally always wear it. Why did I take it off? Anyway, my Whoop, it really just tracks all my health habits, sleep, heart rate, all those different things. So wear that all the time. It's big indicator for me of like how healthy I am, how many my steps over the course of the day. It gives me a lot of information around my recovery, my strain after workouts and things of that nature. So I use that religiously, which sounds counterintuitive because I don't have it right now. But I will find it in a second. But yeah, we're 1 week out. How do I feel? I'd say I'm not very nervous, but I'm also not confident. That sounded weird. No, I'm just not, like, I don't have this like strong belief that like, oh yeah, we will hit our goal for this marathon, because I've never done it, right? I've never finished the marathon strong. So it's a little bit, I know that there's a little piece of the marathon that's going to be an unknown for me, which is that hitting the wall, 20 mile plus, can I keep going? This has been a really good block, but I would say my concerns come from the fact that like anaerobically, so I know that like I'm in good enough shape to run these paces for long enough, but it's aerobically, I don't know that I don't really trust my process, and you know, I'm concerned if I'll be able to last. But at the same time, there's like this huge part of me that's like, I'll just do my best, right? Like, kind of that effort mentality. Like, let's just go out and like just, you know, control what you can control, and don't worry too much about the things you can't control. That's 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 the way I'm approaching this marathon. So I'm not really stressing about it. There's no nerves or anything. I just want to go out, do my best, and then I do have a little bit of a plan in place, right? So like, from a fueling standpoint, it's very different this time around. I asked ChatGPT to actually help me create a carb loading plan for the days coming up to it. So I'm not just winging it. So I have a clear plan. And with ChatGPT, you can prompt it, give prompts, and you know, talk about not only the prompt that I gave was with my weight, you know, like this, how much I weigh, this is the time I want to hit, all of these different things. And then I also said, hey, listen, I'll be traveling on one of the days. I'll be, you know, at shakeout runs at the expo on some of the days. Can you help me get, you know, make a plan that doesn't depend on me being at home cooking? So there's all of that that's ready to go, ready in place. You know, there's snacks in there that are more on the go snacks. There's snacks that I have to obviously cook or be in a restaurant. So really excited. There's a clear plan in place, and we'll just do our best. So once again, it's it is what it is, you know. But yeah, I think I'll wrap up the video. That was just a little bit of an idea of, number one, what the items I use to train, but also that I'll be using in the Chicago Marathon, and then, you know, just how I'm feeling about a week out. I'm very excited though. Like, I would say this, like, I'm very excited to go there. I kind of want to just experience it all, be around runners, be like, you know, just take it all in. First marathon major. So yeah, we're definitely going to take in that experience full on. But really appreciate you guys jumping in. I know I haven't been the most consistent this time around. It's been tough. There's just a lot going on, but you know, I really appreciate it. Even if there's 2 people watching, I always do appreciate that, and try to do my best for that. But thanks for coming with me along this journey, and I'll see you guys in Chicago. Take care.